Hey, this is Whiskios, and today I'm going to show you how to make a fission reactor in Voltz. Okay, so let's get started. So here's a hazmat suit, and there's a sheep. So these hazmat suits are really needed because if these things give off radiation, and this radiation is deadly, and it's going to kill you if you don't have one of these on. And since the machines give off radiation, that means you probably shouldn't make it like in the middle of your house, or that's just going to put radiation everywhere and basically kill you. I recommend making a little room to the side that's about 5 blocks away from where you usually are with all your chests and whatnot. Alright, so over here I've made a little outline of what it looks like. So it's 2 up, and it's 3, 3, 3, 3. You see? So if you just do 4, yeah, you get it. And it has to be 2 up. So here, yeah, I like sheep, so they keep me company. So here's the things you're going to need. You're going to need fission reactor, fissile fuel rod, a thermometer, some redstone, a redstone repeater, sticky piston, control rod, a wrench, and reinforced concrete. Well, it doesn't have to be reinforced concrete. So you can make these things out of anything. It can literally be from dirt to diamond blocks. It just depends on what you want to spend. And so if you see, this will be like 3, so this will have 9 blocks radius. And if you just take a look, I hope you can probably realize what it is. Alright, so we get down here. I made this little room, too. So you want to put the thermometer right there, which is right in the middle, as you can see. See what the thermometer is, and this whole part right here is actually optional, but if you don't have it, then your machine's going to explode, and you're just going to have to rebuild it all the time, and I see no point in that whatsoever. So what you're going to need is a freehand, and you want to make it go all the way down to 1000. See, the point of it going down to 1000 is, well, soon we're going to put some water in here, and this fission reactor will make the water heat up, which is going to create some steam that goes through these steam funnels, that goes through these reactor turbines that gives us energy. But if the water gets too hot, around 2,000 degrees, no, about 1,500 degrees or something like that, it's going to explode. Like, this whole contraption will explode, leaving nuclear blocks everywhere. And if you don't have this little contraption, then it's going to happen all the time. So once the water reaches this degree, it's going to set off a redstone signal. So I want you to make the redstone signal like this. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Put a repeater. Then have a sticky piston right here. And then the control rod. So once it reaches 1000, it's going to set off that redstone signal that sets off the sticky piston, that brings up a control rod to the fission reactor, which you will be placing in the middle, like this. And then you get your reinforced concrete, and like that. Yes. So that's the little mainframe of it right there. I forgot to make this beforehand, but I guess I'll just show you now. So when you want to put in your fuel, you're going to have a way to access it. So I want you to make a little window to access it, and then get a sign and put it on the side. You can say anything like radioactive, and I spelled that wrong. Radioactive, like that. It doesn't matter what it says. So you just need a little way to access that. Times that day. There we go. So that's a little access thing. So that's the first part done. You'll need fissile fuel rod later. Now, going back to the things that we need a steam funnel, 9 reactor turbines, it needs to be 9, universal cable, ultimate energy cube, water bucket, and a wrench. That's when I needed the wrench, not before. Alright, so we need the water. Get away, you sheep. So we need the water to be all around it, like this. So it needs to completely cover, and it needs to be totally steady. So the water can't look like this, or else it won't work. It needs to look like this, where it's totally steady and there's nothing in its way. Now I want you to grab your steam funnels. These steam funnels are also optional, but they help your contraption work so much better, so much smoother, and so much faster, so much quicker. And they're really recommended, very inexpensive, and very easy to use, and very great. Now, as you see, I'm putting these reactor turbines, all 9 of them, on each steam funnel, like this. And then I want you to take your wrench, and then shift right click it to make one giant reactor turbine. Now I want you to put a piece of universal cable, and it has to be universal cable because regular wire will burn up because there's so much electricity going through it. I want you to wire it to a ultimate energy cube. I recommend not going straight to your make it go through an energy cube or a basic energy box, anything like that. Basic battery box, sorry, anything like that, so it can actually store energy and then use that when it's needed, so it doesn't just go all crazy and like just make a bunch of energy that goes to nothing. So make it go to something, and that's how you make it. Now I'm going to show you what it's like when it actually goes through. So get your fissile fuel rod, like this stuff. And if you want to know how to make this, I'm going to show you after I show you this. I'm going to show you actually how to make the fissile fuel rod. And that will, if you already know how to make it, then you can just tune out right after. But I'll show you how to make that in a bit. So I want you to click on this and put the fuel rod right there. And as you see, the temperature is rising. It rises pretty quickly. And rises really quickly. But it does go down a bunch. And this is the toxicity level. That means how radioactive it is and how deadly it is. So right now it's generating some steam, as you can see. And it's, here, I need a way to get up there. My flying is being stupid. So that's how I'm getting up there. It's moving this turbine, which is actually generating a lot of energy. So, like, actually a lot. And look how quickly this is going. There's really almost nothing that can make energy go this quickly and fill up this quickly, except for an infinite battery or a fusion reactor, which is much harder to get. And I don't really know how to get dexternium or whatever it is called here. I'll look it up. Deuterium? 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 I don't know. If someone does know how to get that, I recommend commenting on how to get it, just for my sake. So that's how you make the fission reactor. And now I'm going to show you how to make the fissile fuel rod. Get away, you sheep. So how to make the fissile fuel rod. Get rid of all that stuff. So what you're going to need is universal cable, mechanical pipe, an electric pump, chemical extractor, nuclear boiler, centrifuge, water bucket. So that's what you're going to need to make a contraption that looks like this, where it's like 3 down, so it can make an infinite water source. And then put your electric pump in the middle, so it gives off, the infinite water. And then put a chemical extractor first, nuclear boiler, and then your centrifuge. Make sure that the centrifuge is to the right of the nuclear boiler. That is very important, and I'll show you why later. So then, get your mechanical pipe, put that on the top, and then wire it to the boiler and to the chemical extractor. See, the centrifuge doesn't need it, so it's just... Oh, what? That's weird. It doesn't actually need it. It'll still go to it, apparently. That's weird. But it doesn't actually need the water. I'll just do that in case. No, it doesn't need water. That's weird. Okay. So, I'm going to use this design so I don't have to get my own energy and stuff. So I just kind of made my own quote-unquote energy. And so it's just wires to the electric pump, which does need energy, and then wires to these 3 machines. So these 3 machines are absolute energy eaters. Mostly the centrifuge is going to absolutely eat your energy. But what you need is some uranium ore. So like 64 of it. I mean, it doesn't actually matter how much. So you're going to put it in the chemical extractor. That's going to go through and process this stuff called yellow cake. I'm just taking it because that does take a while to get a bunch of it. So then this yellow cake is going to go through this nuclear boiler. And once it's done, it's going to make this thing called uranium hexafluoride. Once this uranium hexafluoride goes up, it's going to go straight to the centrifuge. And that's why it is so important that the centrifuge is to the right of it. So look, it's up and it's gone. And right now it's in the centrifuge. The centrifuge takes so long and eats up so much energy. And it creates 2 types of uranium. Breeding uranium and enriched uranium. We want enriched uranium, but sadly enriched uranium is much more rare than the breeding uranium. And they made it that way because things need to be hard in this game, apparently. So once the centrifuge goes through and you get 3 enriched uranium, which will show up right where my mouse is. Once you get 3, get to your crafting table and get 6 empty cells. And here's your enriched. Here's 3 enriched uranium. So get to the crafting table. And I want you to put your 3 enriched uranium like that. And then put the 6 empty cells like so. And you get your fissile fuel rod. I hope you liked my tutorial. And if you did like it, subscribe to see my other videos that I'm going to be posting soon. And give it a thumbs up. Bye.